Welcome back. Today, we'll be talking about the power of belief and sharing with you a story on how you can use these ideas to bless those in your family and also teach them why belief is so important. So today I'm excited to talk to you about the importance and the power of belief. The power of belief. So for those of you that have young ones, little siblings or children or grandchildren or just neighborhood kids, this is something you might want to share with them. So there's a story that I wrote a few years ago all about the power of belief and how you can take a thought, just a thought, and plant it in someone who may not think very highly of themselves. But that thought, if they choose to believe it, has the power to transform their life into anything that they can imagine. And so I would like to share this book with you. It is called A Maggot's Life, The Power of Belief. And it came about thanks to a maggot in a kitchen. Not so long ago, in a trash bin not so far away, there lived a little maggot named Fred. Fred was an orphan due to a tragic accident that occurred while he was just an egg. This is how the accident came to pass. Fred's parents went out for a night on the town. They kept their eyes open to find a delicious dinner. It didn't take long for them to find what they were looking for. A dog had just finished leaving behind what to them was a crappy buffet, literally, on the sidewalk. Mama and Papa Fly were so delighted to find such a fresh, hot dinner. They landed and dug right into their heavenly delicacy. They were enjoying themselves so much that they didn't even notice what was coming. What was coming was actually not a what, but a who. It was little Tommy Thompson happily skipping down the street wearing his brand new shoes. He was so distracted by all of the buildings, lights, and busy city happenings that he didn't even notice the fresh pile of dog poop on the sidewalk. He landed right in it. The momentum from his skipping actually caused him to slip and fall right on his rump. He had no idea that he had been the cause of the tragic accident that had killed Mama and Papa Fly. All he was worrying about was what his mother was going to say about him getting his new shoes dirty. Now, back to Fred. A few days later, Fred was feeling sorry for himself and just plain down in the dumps. He was grumbling and eating a rotten banana peel. Then Grandpa Fly came by for a visit. "Fred! Hey, Fred, where are you?" called Grandpa Fly happily. "Here," replied Fred gloomily. "Fred, what on earth are you doing in that rotten banana peel?" "Eating," said Fred. "You come on out of that peel, boy, and listen to your grandpa." Fred grudgingly wriggled out from the peel. "Now," said Grandpa, "first off, you need to know that you deserve better than rotten banana peels. You have a lot of potential. Can't you see it?" "No, not really. My parents are dead, and they left me in this dirty trash bin. What do you expect of me?" exclaimed Fred. "I expect you to take charge of your own life and stop blaming your parents and circumstances." Fred responded to his grandpa sadly. "Well, what can I do differently? I'm nothing but a little maggot." "Well, one of the things you can do is stop eating rotten peels and eat some of the more fresh and nourishing foods around you. There's plenty of it. You just have to look." Fred looked around him and did notice a few other pieces of food that weren't moldy or rotten. "Fred, you may not see it, but I see a bright future ahead of you. I see you flying above your circumstances and making a great life for yourself and your future family. You just have to want it and believe it yourself. You can do it." And with that being said, Grandpa Fly flew away. Grandpa Fly's words really got to Fred, and he started to feel motivated to make a better life for himself. So he moved off of the banana peel and began to nibble on a piece of bread. After a while, he became tired. As he drifted off to sleep, he thought about the things Grandpa Fly had told him. While he was sleeping, a transformation was taking place. He turned into a pupa, where even more changing was occurring on the inside. A while later, Fred woke up. As he stretched, he noticed something different about himself. It was easier to move around. He looked down and realized he had legs. And what were those things on his back? They were wings. They were actually wings. He couldn't believe it, but there they were. The words of Grandpa Fly came back to him. I see you someday flying above your circumstances and making a great life for yourself. If he had started to believe what Grandpa Fly had said earlier, he really believed it now. He started using his wings right away and practiced flying from one end of the trash bin to the other. When he had built up enough confidence in his new flying abilities, he flew up and out of the trash bin. And he did make a better life for himself. Instead of following in his parents' fly prints and seeking out crappy situations, he avoided them. He also moved to a better part of the city. His new place of residence was behind a very famous restaurant called Kisa Manana's. Instead of eating rotten banana peels, he was enjoying steak, chicken cordon bleu, grilled salmon, and many other delicious foods you and I enjoy eating. Later in life, Fred sat his little maggotlings and flylings down and told them why his and their life was so great. One day your great-grandpa Fly came to me and told me that I could do anything. He told me that my circumstances didn't define me and that I had a choice. I could rise up and make a great life for myself if I wanted to. And I did. I am forever grateful for the things my Grandpa Fly taught me. Now I'd like to pass them on to you as well. Always remember, never to blame other people or your circumstances for where you are and who you are. You have a choice. The choice is yours to rise above your circumstances and take control of your life. You can be whatever you want to be and have whatever you want to have in your life. All you have to do is believe. The words of Grandpa Fly can be applied to you and me as well. Whenever life gets hard and you feel you can't, just remember that you can do anything. All you have to do is believe. So this little story came to me thanks to a maggot under a trash can and my fun way of seeing things. And what a powerful message it is. I didn't realize what was in this message until a few years later as I was learning more and was able to see some of the deeper messages in this book. Belief is so powerful. If you can see it and believe it, you can be it. See it, believe it, be it. And that is so powerful for us in our lives because as we move forward with that belief, we can achieve anything. And for those of you who are mothers, fathers, guardians, older brothers, people who have stewardship over some of those younger people, just know that how you see them can really influence them in their own lives. Just like Fred, he was at that moment in his life where he didn't see anything great for himself. He saw himself, he's in this dirty trash bin, his parents are dead, and he's nothing but a little maggot. There wasn't much hope for that. But when his grandfather came to him and said, I see a bright future ahead of you. I see you flying above your circumstances and making a great life for yourself. When his grandfather had said that to him, that seed was planted. Now, Fred still had to nourish that seed. He had to start to look at it and say, well, what if? What if my life could be different? But if that seed had never been planted, that would have been a sad children's book. Good night, children, right? But thank goodness Grandfather Fly came by and planted that seed. And you have that power to plant seeds in yourself and in others. So I invite you to step up in your life and to use the power of belief in a way that enhances the value of your life and those around you. See greatness in your life. See things in your life that maybe you never thought were possible. And just plant the idea. Plant the idea. And just start to think about it, just like Fred did. He started to think about what his grandfather had told him. And as he started to think about it, it started to seem more possible. And then he started right where he was. He didn't have to transport himself to some crazy, amazing place to change his life. No, he started right where he was, in the trash bin. And life changed as he started to think differently. Same thing can be for you as well. As you believe differently, things will appear differently and your life will change. Use the power of belief in your life and use it in the life of those you love. Teach it and help people believe in themselves, to believe that they're special, believe that they're powerful, believe that they can change their lives and have the life of their dreams. It is possible. If you found value in that book and you'd like to share it with others or have the copy yourself, there's a link to Amazon in the comments below that you can go and get that book yourself. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again soon.